The rain falls. It is not gentle. It falls like small old pieces of metal. Each drop strikes the vast grey face of the building. It does not cling. It slides away, carving thin, cold streams down the concrete skin. The sky above is a heavy, bruised canvas. Dark clouds churn and grind like colossal machines. Beneath this oppressive weight, a single, solitary figure stands at the foot of the slab. They do not shift their weight. They do not flinch. They do not even seem to blink. The wind tries to push them from their place. It is a futile effort. They hold their ground, an anchor in the storm. This is the look of the unmovable. It is an aesthetic, a presence that transcends mere shape or structure, more than stone and steel against a stormy sky. It is a mood, a deep and resonant feeling, the point where immense weight meets the slow, inexorable passage of time. You can hear it in the resonant hum of iron, the stoic silence of concrete, and the sigh of the sky. It is the sound of a breath held, a decision made, a line drawn. It is the quiet resolve that does not need to hurry, for it knows its own permanence. To understand the unmovable, one must learn its language. It is a language spoken not in words, but in textures. Steel sings a different song. Stone answers another way. A low, deep, resonant hum, vibrating with contained energy. Heavy chains hang with palpable weight. Wind catches them. They do not dance. They drag against each other with a slow, flat, metallic sound. Percussive tolling marks the storm's rhythm. Immense gears of a clock tower turn with geological patience. Gears of a bridge mechanism move the same slow way. A grandfather clock moves one tooth at a time. Each tooth seems to fight the next in a slow, controlled struggle. The sound is soft, a quiet click. The motion is almost imperceptible, yet every part knows its place, its role in the grand, slow design, a different kind of strength, order and precision. Concrete speaks in a rougher dialect. It tells of pressure, of aggregate, sand, water forced together into a new kind of stone. Its surface is a history of its making. Rain makes temporary glistening maps, paths of least resistance, a story of gravity written in liquid. To touch this surface is to feel the cold, hard fact of existence. It does not yield. It does not offer comfort. It offers only the truth of its own solid state. Why do some things stand so still? Why does a great dam not bend under 1 million tons of water? Why do the gears of a clock not give up their rigid, disciplined pace? The answer is as simple as it is ancient. It is built into weight, joinery, force, counterforce. Stones upon stones, metal is welded, metal is bolted, metal is riveted to metal. The straight line first conceived in a human mind, planned by hands that measure twice and cut once, kept in place by unwavering laws of physics. Every structure is a managed conflict. Weight wants to fall. It yearns for the center of the earth. A wall is a continuous, active fight against that fall. Buildings learn to breathe, to sway by imperceptible inches. Bolts live under constant tension. Thick cables remain in perpetual strain, every fiber pulling in unison. These parts do not work in isolation. They form a system. Each small, seemingly insignificant component plays a critical role, keeping the whole from collapse. There is a hard, uncompromising beauty in structural integrity. You can read its logic. You can see lines of force meet and distribute. Hear subtle groans as metal meets metal. Feel how rain gives voice to what is silent and still. The poetry of engineering. The world is defined by the dialogue between motion and stillness. To truly appreciate the unmovable, Be acutely aware of the movement that surrounds it. Listen to the wind as it rushes through canyons of glass and stone, pure, chaotic energy, a force without purpose. Then hear the slow, rhythmic creak deep within a bridge's mechanism, controlled, purposeful power. The steady fall of rain is a metronome against which all else is measured. The great, still forms absorb these sounds, their silence making motion more pronounced. When the storm blurs the world, the living scramble. They run, they fold, they retreat. But the great forms, towers, bridges, dams, do not change their speed. They watch the frantic world and keep their place. This contrast grants a profound sense of time, fleeting flickers against geological patience. It is the stillness of a mountain, not of a stone. The city wears the storm like a heavy coat. Wet streets mirror towers. Weak lamps cut thin rings of light. Here, the unmoving structures are the main characters. To capture the essence of the unmovable, the camera must adopt its pace. The visual language must be deliberate, measured, strategic. Slow, sweeping pans are voyages of discovery. The camera traces lines of construction, patterns of weathering, the slow descent of rainwater. A macro of a chain becomes education in force. We see rust. We see light catch strained metal. We see immense tension held within a single loop of iron. Lighting is critical. High contrast light, a single lamp in the dark, a break in the storm clouds. Light carves deep lines. A corner becomes a blade of shadow. A thin metallic shine, a sliver in gloom. Desaturated tones drain vibrant life. Shades of grey, black, muted earth. Metal becomes the colour of weight. Stone, the colour of permanence. Texture of the image shapes the mood. Visible grain adds memory and history, not sterile perfection, but grain and grit. It feels earned. The camera interprets, adding texture and meaning. The slow pacing of the edit is a conscious choice. It forces the viewer to slow down, to abandon the frantic pace of modern life. Enter the deliberate rhythm. Let the mind fill spaces. A single slow gear turn reveals dignity. This slowness is full of thought. It makes the viewer wait, to listen to silence and see the power in stillness. Section 6. The rhythm of deliberation. The soundscape is as important as the visual. An industrial bass tone can be felt in the bones. It is not just heard, it is experienced as a physical vibration. This deep thrum pushes like a slow tide. It matches the ponderous turn of heavy gears. It meets the mournful creak of a chain under strain. It becomes the heartbeat of the unmovable. When the bass hits, the ground seems to answer. Slow thrums align with slow steps, a unity of purpose. The clock is a microcosm of the unmovable. Inside, gears work in harmony. Each tooth meshes precisely. They speak in soft, deliberate clicks. Each click captures and controls a moment. The pendulum wants to surrender to gravity, but its fall is measured. The arm swings. The swing brings balance. The law of small, slow, precise things that keep big things true. Chains tell a clear story of force. A gate holds, a door holds, a deck holds. As tension grows, the metal tightens. You can see it in the light, hear it as strain, a groan, or a high-pitched hum. In a storm, a taut chain can sing a single note. That note repeats, "I am here, I will hold, I will not yield." The voice over these sites is heavy. It delivers one idea at a time. Each sentence lands like a stone into a deep well, leaving space for the echo. Silence becomes part of the rhythm, a tool that draws the ear to hard edges and sharp angles. It lets the mind feel the weight before moving on. Section 7. The figure in the frame. The lone figure who stands still in the storm is not an empty silhouette. They are a vessel full of intent. To stand still in high wind, to not seek shelter, is a decision. The body resists the urge to escape. The face is set, a mask of concentration. No smile, no bright colour. A dark, heavy coat. Hands are calm, in pockets or hanging. This stillness is not passive, it is will. It echoes the quiet defiance of the structures. The person and the stone share an unspoken silence. The human element, the emotional core. While buildings embody engineered stillness, the person embodies psychological stillness. Their stillness is a form of power. To hold the ground is to accept pressure, to decide to hold a line. They are not stuck. They choose to be a point of stillness in chaos. They let the storm pass around them. When they turn to leave, the motion is slow, considered. A single impression breaks the intricate map of water, a quiet reminder of life meeting the unmovable. The footprint will soon evaporate, but the meeting left a mark. What does this unmovable stance teach us? Patience, the quiet dignity of keeping things, of maintaining a position. Reason, forethought, careful planning, countless small parts doing their jobs. A lesson in resilience, written in form and shadow. Section 8. The contrast of worlds. At the end of the storm, motion subsides. Rain thins to a drizzle, then stops. Surfaces darken. The wind dies to a whisper. But the tower keeps its place. The chain settles into heavy silence. The gears keep steady, implacable time. Temporary chaos contrasted with enduring stillness. The aftermath makes the difference clearer. The world that moves is fickle and dramatic. The world that stands is constant and true. The architecture of the unmovable is also a metaphor. It speaks to how we choose to stand. Where weight meets plan, resolve meets pressure. It asks for stillness full of purpose. In the end, the unmovable is a long, slow poem about force and care. A low, resonant voice that will not be hurried. It is where rain draws maps, telling endurance. This architecture remains until hands change it, a matter of maintenance and the initial brilliant plan. It does not exist by accident. Its stillness is a hard-won victory, repeated every second. Decay works always. Resistance is constant. This eternal silent struggle is its profound drama. Section 9. The lingering question. What is left when the figure is gone and the storm has passed? An image remains. An image of weight, of line, of shadow. A force that does not push, but simply holds. The tower stands indifferent. The chain hangs. Purpose fulfilled, intention. The memory is a feeling, a deep, quiet resonance, permanence in a world that is anything but. The slow pace, the deep tones, the heavy forms, all conspire to leave one impression. The essay, the film, the voice, attempts to articulate one idea. The unmovable teaches a different way of seeing. Beauty in function, drama in stillness, power in restraint. A strength that does not announce itself. A resilience, quiet and profound. Short measured sentences, long pauses, a deep voice. Form matching the told. The medium becomes the message. A final image of contemplative power. The city, a network of unmoving giants, a silent council of elders. Keepers of time, anchors of place, silent witnesses to history. A question lingers. Which is truer, the constant, unyielding presence or the fleeting, purposeful journey? Where do we find our strength? in what we build to last, or in how we stand, for a moment, against the wind.